So we have our sheets, we have our views. Now we need to create a parts list. This is fairly simple. I don't have a whole lot of items here, but adding a parts list is pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of getting the active sheet because we need to know what sheet we're going to be placing a parts list on. Once we have that sheet, well, what are we going to create a parts list from in terms of a reference? We're going to use a drawing view to do that. And then where are we going to locate it? We're going to locate it on the border of the sheet. So all these are clearly defined within the Inventor API as well. And once I have that information, those prerequisites, then I can go and I can run this method right here of creating the parts list using a particular drawing view at a particular place with a particular BOM type. Okay, so those are the prerequisites for adding a parts list. And then if I need to recreate it, I have this other routine in here to delete the parts list. So if I need to recreate the drawing, I can delete the parts list and then recreate it. Otherwise, they're just going to stack up on top of another without any kind of cleanup involved. Once I have a parts list, then sketch symbols are the next item in terms of simple tasks. So sheets, views, parts lists, and sketch symbols are the simple things. And I'll go into what the difficult ones are here in a moment. So adding sketch symbols is fairly simple. The first thing you need to understand is what kind of sketch symbol is it? Is it something that's static, meaning it's like a text block and I just need to access it and then I need to place it on my sheet and then I need to locate it? Or is it a dynamic sketch symbol, meaning I might have a prompted entry in it and I want the values or I want the text inside of the sketch symbol to change under particular conditions, whatever the case. So either way, we need to understand what sketch symbol do I want to use, what's the name of it. If I'm providing a value to it, if it's a dynamic, then I need to identify what am I going to be providing to it. Now, in this case, this is just a string value that I'm providing. You could easily, create a method to go out to an Excel spreadsheet or a database and capture information and then feed it into this this variable right here, because we're going to use this variable later on to identify the values within our dynamic sketch symbol. So once again, providing all the prerequisites in terms of what's the sketch symbol, what's the value, is there a rotation, am I scaling it, and what's its location. So I'm providing all that ahead of time. Then I need to access, in order for this function right here to operate, I need to do a couple of things. What's the sketch symbol definition? What's the position? There's an optional rotation, an optional scale, and an optional prompt string if it's a dynamic sketch symbol. So this is the method that places a sketch symbol onto a sheet. So what sheet am I accessing? What's the sketch symbol? And where's it going to be located at? So fairly simple to work with sketch symbols. So going back over to my PowerPoint, this is what I'm talking about. In order for us to create sheets, views, parts of the sketch symbols, it's really just very common knowledge in terms of where the dependencies are between sheets and views and sketch symbols and parts symbol, or sketch symbols and parts lists, and we can rapidly create drawing packages with the basic information like the views and the parts list.